I'm standing here today as the adoptive mother of 5 children who have lost their mother. But the truth is, I'm also standing here as a person who now has to help 5 children survive something no child should ever have to survive.
That we lost a mother, we lost a daughter, we lost a sister, and we lost a friend. There's no way for this court to fashion any kind of sentence that somehow or another will replace the loss. Can't do it. Go ahead.
I'm standing here today as the adoptive mother of 5 children who have lost their mother. But the truth is, I'm also standing here as a person who now has to help 5 children survive something no child should ever have to survive. You did not simply take the life of your soon-to-be ex-wife. You took their mother. You took the person they should have been able to call for the rest of their lives. You took away the woman who should have been there to comfort them when their hearts were broken, to celebrate their successes, to help them through their failures, to answer their late-night phone calls, and to tell them that everything was going to be okay. You took away the person they should have been able to turn to when life became difficult. And life will be difficult for them because of you. There are birthdays where they look for her. There are holidays where her absence is impossible to ignore. There will be high school graduations where they will look into the crowd and wish that they could see her face. There will be weddings, accomplishments, celebrations, heartbreaks, and ordinary days when something happens and their first thought will be, I wish I could tell my mom. And then they will remember that they can't. They will never hear her voice again. They will never receive another hug from her. They will never get another phone call, another piece of advice, another I love you. There will be no more memories. That is something you can never give back to them. Their mothers should have watched them grow up. They should have watched them become adults. She should have seen their accomplishments and celebrated their milestones. She should have been there for their wedding. She should have been able to meet their children. Instead, her children will grow up with memories of her that can never be added to. And the hardest part is that they already had been losing pieces of their mother long before you took her life. Throughout your marriage, you physically and emotionally abused her. You caused her pain, fear, and suffering. You took the person she was and made her live through things no one should ever have to endure from the person who promised to love them. She deserved safety. She deserved peace. She deserved to be loved without fear. She deserved to grow old. And her children deserved to have their mother. You took all that from them. What makes this even harder to accept is the complete lack of accountability. Accountability matters. The truth matters. The choices we make matter. And the way we are raised matter. You were not raised to take accountability for your actions. You had a mother who, instead of holding you accountable for your choices that you made, helped you hide them and cover them up. You had a mother who could chase Crystal's children down at the school and tell them to lie about the abuse that they were enduring at home. When a parent loves a child, they should teach that child that actions have consequences. They should teach them to face the truth, admit when they are wrong, and take responsibility for the harm they cause. You are not taught that, but these children will be. They will not be raised to believe that love means making excuses for someone who hurts others. They will not be taught that protecting someone means helping them hide the damage that they have done. They will not be taught to blame other people for their choices. They will be taught that real love means accountability. They will be taught that when they are wrong, they must say that they are wrong. When they hurt someone, they must acknowledge it. When they cause harm, they must face the consequences. They will be taught that anger is never an excuse for violence. They will be taught that love is never supposed to feel like fear. They will be taught that control is not love. They will be taught that intimidation is not love. They will be taught that abuse is not love. And they will be taught that no matter how angry, hurt, jealous, or upset they are, they never have the right to hurt another person. I cannot change the way that you were raised. I cannot change the choices you made. I cannot change what you did to their mother. And I cannot give their mother back to them. But I can make sure her children are raised differently. I can make sure they know that their mother mattered. I can make sure that they know she was loved. I can make sure they know that what happened to her was not her fault. I can make sure they understand that no one deserves to be physically or emotionally tortured by the person who claims to love them. And I can make sure that the 5 children you left behind do not become defined by what you did. You changed their lives forever. You took their mother. But you do not get to take their future. We will be there for the moment she should have been there for. We will continue to hold them through the holidays when they miss her. We will answer the questions you left. We will teach them that they deserve relationships built on kindness, respect, honesty, and safety. We will teach them that they should never have to live in fear of the person they love. And we will teach them to never become the kind of person who causes another human being to live in fear. You have taken their mother from this world, but you will not take away the love she gave them. You will not take away the memories they have of her. You will not take away the parts of her that live inside each of them. And you will not take away their future. They will grow up, they will heal, they will love, and they will succeed. They will become good, kind, accountable human beings. And every time they do, their mother will live on through them. You took a mother from 5 children, but you did not destroy them. We will raise them, we will love them, and we will teach them. And we will make sure they become everything their mother would have wanted them to be. That is the legacy she deserved, and that is the legacy we will protect. I hope that your other 2 children, who I'm sure are hurting as well, are able to see the kind of person you really are. I hope they see through your lies. I hope they won't listen when your mother tries to deny the facts of this case. I hope they can somehow heal from this. And most importantly, I hope that they are able to find a positive male role model, one that will help them guide them the right way and how to navigate life in a healthy and safe way. I gave Crystal's children a choice of being here today or writing something for me to read to the court. 2 of them decided to come. 2 of them decided not to say anything, as the reminder of what you did is just too heartbreaking. But her 4th child wanted me to say, I am sad that I can't see my mom and that she cannot see me or call me anymore. This is the same child that when I explained to him 2 years ago that his mother was no longer with us and that she was in heaven, would look up at the sky and ask why she couldn't call. Did heaven take her phone away? The same child who went outside to breathe after the heavy news of his mother's murder and it was raining. We cried and danced in the rain. His mom made it rain to help wash away the tears. So now he loves it when it rains because it reminds him of his mom. I asked the court to remember that this crime did not end with 1 life being taken. It created 5 children who will spend the rest of their lives missing their mother. 5 children who will grow up with milestones she will never see. 5 children who will carry questions, grief, in an empty space that can never truly be filled. And every one of those moments is a part of the impact of what you did, Zach. Thank you.
That we lost a mother, we lost a daughter, we lost a sister, and we lost a friend. Irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. And Attorney Will says, well, they lost the ability to have a burial, a proper burial at a time in close proximity to Crystal's passing. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. But when I heard the statements, what was most impressive, honestly, most impressive was the fact that they rest with comfort knowing where Crystal is. Crystal is in the sky. She's in the sky, and in their words, with the Lord. And that, I believe, will give them more comfort, quite frankly, than a burial. They have that. They have that going for them, and that's fantastic. There's no way for this court to fashion any kind of sentence that somehow or another will replace the loss. Can't do it. The legislature has given the court a lot of tools, but they haven't given the court the tools to replace somebody who will be dearly. It was described as a knot that you can't get rid of. A knot that you can't get rid of. That's extremely sad. Interesting, the court listened to the statements that were made, and there was just this theme, and the theme is we lost somebody who is beautiful, and we lost somebody whose smile is irreplaceable. We lost somebody and I describe it as a lot of, I'd say, childlike characteristics, that optimism, that smile, and the court watched the video, and you may recall during the course of the testimony, there was a video that was presented from the Goodwill store, I believe, and the video that was presented really just punctuates, really does emphasize what all of these family members have said. You see, because the state wanted me to somehow or another allow them to say this is a dead man walking and some kind of drama to the presentation. I didn't allow it, but I watched it. And what I watched was an amazing young lady who goes to a Goodwill store, finds I think it was a T-shirt that she thought was whatever, a good deal or something that and the youthful exuberance, the excitement. This is, she goes out of the store and ends up putting the thing on. I couldn't wait till she got home. She's in a public area. Couldn't wait till she got home. Why? That's the spirit, and that was talked about in some of the statements that were made. The spirit, the youthful spirit, the bright, the optimism. That is something that all of you will be able to hold in your hearts, which is not, believe me, I understand, that is not a replacement. That's not a replacement for this young lady. It isn't. But it's something that you can carry with you. One of the very sad statements, and really this, when you talk about the consequence of the actions, obviously the loss. But there was another thing that was pointed out for me. It was the inability to add to the memories. The family shared with me a lot of beautiful memories, but the memories there won't be any more memories. New ones created. They have the memories of all of the great times and celebrations that they shared, the Easter holiday and things that were pointed out here, but they won't have any new memories. And that's the tragedy. And that's the tragedy for the family. That's the tragedy for the children. And there's just nothing. There's nothing I can do to replace that. And it is, but the beauty of this whole process is that what you shared with me is that when you look up in the sky, you see blue and you see crystal. So you'll have that. You'll have that, and hopefully the kids will have that. The rain pouring, just those beautiful memories that sadly won't be added to. So I can't bring her back. I can't bring it back. And frankly, I'm extremely confident that no punishment the court could hand out would somehow or another fully bring closure. It is only you, the family, that can bring closure. That it is only you that can bring comfort to each other, especially, and no doubt, especially as you get to the next holiday and the times that you are going to miss. So the sadness and the grief is really a punctuation of the gravity of the offense. The gravity of this particular offense, though, it's on a different level. It's on a different level because of not only was Crystal taken, but then she was ultimately mutilated and was treated with such amazing disrespect that it's unbelievable. And if the theory, the theory that came forward was she shot herself and that she then he felt that he was going to somehow or another be held responsible for it, and then ultimately just decided to bring her home to his mother's home, and throw her out like trash. It's unfathomable. It defies understanding. Even if that is what you think happened, which of course, as we all know, was soundly rejected absolutely soundly rejected by the jury, and frankly, it wasn't something that even held any kind of water in this case. It's just, it defies common sense. The issue, one of the questions, I guess, that this court has, and frankly, Attorney Will has surmised, but I fully don't understand what brought this to this point. What brought you, sir, to this point? What brought you to the point where you would take a life? It is the circumstance, even as we watched going in and out of the store, it didn't appear that there was a fight. It didn't appear that there was any kind of issue or problem. I think your attorney pointed out, he engaged in chivalry. He stood in front of her while she changed into that T-shirt that she was so excited that she bought. How does this get there? How do we get here? And there was a lot of conjecture about, well, perhaps this was part of control. I don't know, but it clearly was something that was brewing. The internet searches that we all were privy to, and the real concern about these internet searches is that at least one of them attempted to veil the question to put on the internet, or the search that was conducted. It said something about, will a 9mm kill an animal? Sir, this is your wife. This is the person that you made a commitment to at some point or another, and to even put in a question, this is that she's an animal. It is. There's no explanation. There's no explanation for. Do I understand there was a divorce going on? Yes, I understand, but the indication is that the two of you were still seeing each other. You were still having a relationship. And do I know there was a previous divorce that was terminated? Yes, so you're still seeing each other with some kind of optimism that potentially this relationship will endure. And then we go from that point to you ultimately killing her, you ultimately taking her life, and not just taking her life, but then disposing of her like rubbish. It's just, it's unfathomable. I don't know where that comes from. And I heard the testimony, and we have talked a lot about the nature of the offense, but much of this goes to your character. I heard the testimony. And I have heard thousands, literally thousands of hours of testimony. I've been involved with the criminal justice system since 1988. I've never, ever heard testimony given from this or any other witness stand in any other county, anywhere in the state that was it was completely devoid of any emotion. None. Even if you hated her with a passion, if you truly wished her dead, one would expect some kind of natural human reaction out of it. We got none. Stone-faced, repeating a story that it was outside the realm of reality. That's what we got. And that, if you want to see one of the things that weighs heavily on this court when I assess character, that's it. That's it. The stone cold delivery that this court saw, and my ability to witness you on the stand. Attorney Will is correct. You have the absolute constitutional right to have a trial, and the court in no way would ever punish anyone for exercising their constitutional right. But when you subject yourself to the witness stand and giving the sworn testimony, the court certainly has the ability to hear that testimony and to make some assessments about it. And the assessments that I made were not positive in any way, shape, or form. Not by the content. The content, as I said, was unfathomable, but the delivery was just beyond what I've ever heard. Court looks, in addition, The court needs to consider your past record. We've heard your record. It is not, frankly, it's not indicative of this level of violence. Certainly, it is something that the court does consider. There is, of course, a substantial amount of time that you've been incarcerated. Your education, I realize you started or you stopped school at the 10th grade. I understand that. I understand that though you went out and started working at that point. As a positive, it appears that you have regularly held employment. It does appear that you've had a lot of jobs, different industries, but it does appear that you have been working. Mental health, the court and your attorney indicated, please take a look at the doctor's report. Certainly, it does present some concern, and I understand that there is clearly some issues with respect to mental health, but nothing that would be indicative, quite frankly, of what ultimately unraveled or what ultimately occurred here. I read with interest and your mom's statement. It was very motherly. And I've always said this, no matter who, mothers can find it in their heart to say positive things, as your mother did. She said a lot of positive things about you. I read your son's statement. Again, it was very positive. There's a statement in there that's a little bit troubling to the court, is the father leads by example. I'm pretty hopeful, or I am hopeful, that the leading by example ended before this particular set of circumstance. Court understands that you are 44 years old. Court has observed your demeanor, had the opportunity to observe your demeanor in the courtroom as opposed to on the witness stand, but you have not created any kind of problems, issues. You've been very respectful, and so that is a positive. Remorse, repentance, cooperativeness. In the grand scheme of things, I guess is a positive, but remorse, repentance is of very serious concern. Rehabilitation is something that the court is always hopeful of, and rehabilitation in this particular case, though, is extremely difficult, but there was some note of things in the doctor's report that you should be working on, things that you should be dealing with. The court can't help but note that in the pretrial motions there was a request to suppress the statement, and the court heard it's very, very long, and I've already commented about it. But what's interesting is that you come across in that statement as a very intelligent person. Just the way you interacted with the officers during the course of that questioning. And then I hear that you are really planning this, and you engaged in searches that really were designed to avoid detection. It really does appear that this was a situation, for reasons wholly, completely, and unknown to this court, that you wanted this lady dead. And you accomplished that. You killed her. The depravity that is shown by the actions subsequent is probably the most troubling of things that this court has seen or heard in the entire time that I've been on the bench. The absolute depravity. I can't imagine mutilating somebody, burning them, and using drain cleaner to destroy the evidence, to destroy the bones. It's just absolutely impossible for this court to understand. It absolutely is. Certainly, there is a need to protect the community, and there is a absolute fear, absolute, and very often, victims, families come before the court and are, I guess, somewhat melodramatic about, what's going to happen into the future. What if this individual gets out? This court's assessment of things, as I heard the testimony, your testimony, and as I heard the evidence, is that fear is well-founded. That fear is well-founded. It's not hypervigilance. It's not, making a mountain out of a molehill. It is absolutely real and absolutely understandable. It's a real fear that someone would hold given the way that you have acted. It is a real fear, a justifiable fear. It is the fear of you repeating this offense, this type of offense, this depravity in dealing with a human body. It is absolutely that fear that tells this court that confinement is necessary to protect the public, that to do anything but to confine would unduly depreciate the seriousness of this offense. Court will, at this time, sentence you to life in prison. Court will not make you eligible to see parole board. The court will, as to count 2, the court will order 6 years of initial confinement followed by 5 years of extended supervision, that to run consecutive. And as the district attorney astutely pointed out, that is perfunctory, but I do believe that a separate and distinct punishment is in order simply because of the nature of the offense. Court needs to advise you of several things. First of all, the court needs to advise you that because you are a convicted felon, you cannot vote in any election until such times your civil rights are restored. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Also, the court needs to advise you that you cannot possess a firearm. Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon is a separate and distinct felony in the state of Wisconsin. Do you understand that as well?
Yes.
Court will provide you with a written explanation of the determinate sentence. Please review that with your attorney. You do have a right to appeal the sentence of the court. If you wish to file an appeal, you need to do so within the next 20 days or lose your right to appeal. Your attorney will review with you your appellate rights. Pre-sentence credit is found at Council
756, Your Honor.
756 days. As part of the sentence, the court is ordering the payment of restitution as found by this court. Anything further?
No, thank you. And thank you, Your Honor.
This hearing's ended. He's remanded to the care and custody of the Dodge County Sheriff for immediate transportation to the Wisconsin State Prison. We are done.